Hello, everyone, and welcome. Close your eyes for a second. Think about tomorrow. Now think about next month. Now think about next year. Did you feel a little stress? Maybe a little fear? You're not alone. A student worries about exams. A worker worries about a job. A parent worries about money. These worries are normal. But here's a question. While you worry about tomorrow, what happens to today? Today quietly passes by, unused, unnoticed, wasted. The future is far away. You cannot touch it. You cannot control it completely. But today is right here. Today is real, and today is where everything begins. A clean room starts with 1 minute. A healthier body starts with one walk. A new habit starts with one small step. In this lesson, we'll talk about something simple but powerful. Worry doesn't build your future. Action does. And action only happens today. Let's begin. Part 1. Why people worry about the future. Worry is a normal feeling. Everyone feels it sometimes. Old people feel it. Young people feel it. Even successful people feel it. So if you worry, you are not alone. But why do we worry so much? Let's think about it. People want safety. People want to feel sure about things. We like to know what will happen next. We feel calm when life feels predictable. But the future is not like that. The future is unknown. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. We don't know what will happen next month. We don't know what will happen next year. And that unknown space can create fear. Our mind doesn't like empty spaces, so it fills them, usually with bad ideas. Let me explain. We start thinking about future problems. What if something goes wrong? What if I can't handle it? What if things get harder? Then we start imagining bad situations. Our mind creates little movies. Movies about failure. Movies about embarrassment. Movies about loss. These movies feel very real. Even though nothing has happened yet, there is fear of failure. What if I try and it doesn't work? There is fear of making mistakes. What if I do something wrong? There is fear of losing opportunities. What if I miss my chance? These fears feel heavy. They sit in our minds. They follow us through the day. Let me give you some examples. A student has a test next month. The test is still far away. But the student already feels stressed. She imagines failing. She imagines feeling embarrassed in front of her classmates. She imagines disappointing her parents. All of this before she even opens her book. A worker thinks about next year. Maybe the company will change. Maybe his job will be different. Maybe he won't be good enough. He hasn't lost his job. Nothing bad has happened yet. But his mind is already worried. A young adult thinks about future success. Will I have a good career? Will I make enough money? Will my life turn out okay? These are big questions, and they don't have answers yet. But the worry feels very present, very real right now. Do you see the pattern? In all these examples, nothing bad has actually happened. The problem is not real yet, but the worry is already real. A little worry can actually be helpful. It can make you prepare. It can make you careful. It can help you plan ahead. But too much worry becomes a problem. When worry takes over, it doesn't help anymore. It just takes your energy. It just takes your time. It just takes your peace. You start spending today thinking about tomorrow. You stop enjoying the present moment. You feel tired, even before doing anything. This is the real cost of worry, not the future problem. The present moment you lose. Worry steals your attention from today, and today is the only time you actually have. So here is something to remember. Worry is normal. Everyone feels it. You are not weak for feeling it. But too much worry steals time and energy from today. And today is where your life actually happens. Lesson 2. The future is not here yet. Many future fears never happen. Have you noticed this before? You worry about something for days. You feel scared and stressed. Then the thing happens. And it's fine. Sometimes it's even good. So where did all that worry come from? It came from your mind. The mind often creates stories. Your mind is very creative. It can make movies about the future. But these movies are not real. They are just pictures in your head. And often, these pictures show the worst. Let's think about this. You imagine worst-case situations. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if everything goes wrong? Your mind builds a big, scary story. A story full of problems. A story full of disasters. But here is something important. Predictions are not facts. A prediction is just a guess. It's not real yet. It might happen. It might not happen. But your mind treats it like it's already true. You feel the fear now, even though nothing has happened. This is strange, isn't it? Your body reacts to a story that hasn't happened, maybe a story that will never happen. Let me give you 2 examples. A person worries about an important meeting. Days before the meeting, she feels nervous. She imagines saying the wrong thing. She imagines her boss looking unhappy. She imagines everyone judging her. She doesn't sleep well the night before. She feels sick to her stomach in the morning. Then the meeting starts. She speaks. People listen. Some people even agree with her ideas. The meeting ends. It went well. All that worry? It was for nothing. The story in her head was much worse than real life. Here's another example. A person worries about a trip. He has never traveled alone before. He thinks, what if I get lost? What if I can't speak the language? What if something goes wrong? He feels anxious for weeks before the trip. Then the trip begins. Yes, he gets a little lost. Once. But a kind stranger helps him. He uses simple words, and people understand. He sees new places. He tries new food. He meets interesting people. The trip becomes enjoyable. More than enjoyable, it becomes a wonderful memory. So what happened? The real trip was nothing like the story in his head. The story was full of danger. The real trip was full of good moments. Do you see the pattern in both examples? The fear came before the event. The fear was strong. The fear felt very real. But the real event was different. Often easier. Often better. This happens again and again. For many people, many times. Nobody knows exactly what tomorrow brings. Not you. Not me. Not anyone. The future is still empty. Nothing is written yet. So when your mind starts building a scary story, remember this. It's just a story. It's not the truth. It's not a fact. Many worries exist only in the imagination. They live in your thoughts, not in real life. The real future hasn't arrived yet. And when it arrives, it's often very different from what you imagined. So next time you feel worried about tomorrow, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this real, or is this just a story in my head? That simple question can bring you peace. Lesson 3. What happens when worry takes control? A little worry is normal. But what happens when worry gets too big? When worry becomes constant, it changes everything. It doesn't stay in your mind. It moves into your daily life. It touches your sleep. It touches your work. It touches your mood. Let's look at this closely. First, worry affects sleep. You lie down in bed. Your body is tired, but your mind is still running. You think about tomorrow. You think about problems. You think about things that might go wrong. The clock moves slowly. 1 hour passes. Then another. You finally fall asleep. Very late. In the morning, you feel exhausted. Not because you didn't try to sleep, but because your mind never rested. Second, worry affects focus. You sit down to work. You open your books or your laptop, but your mind is somewhere else. You start a task. Then a worried thought appears. What if this goes wrong? What if I'm not good enough? You stop. You think about that instead. Minutes pass. You haven't done anything yet. This happens again and again. Start, stop, worry, start, stop, worry. By the end of the day, very little is done. Third, worry creates tiredness. This is strange. You didn't run. You didn't do hard physical work, but you feel completely drained. Why? Because worry takes energy, a lot of energy. Your mind works all day, even when your body sits still. It's like running a race inside your head. No movement outside, but total exhaustion inside. Fourth, worry creates nervous feelings all day. Your heart beats a little faster than normal. Your stomach feels tight. Your shoulders feel tense. You can't relax. Even during simple moments, eating, walking, resting, there's a small feeling of unease. It's like background noise that never turns off. Now let me share a story. Imagine someone wakes up already worried. She thinks about a problem at work. She thinks about it during breakfast. She thinks about it on the way to work. She thinks about it during meetings. Hours pass. She spends so much time worrying that she forgets to do her important tasks. The report she needed to finish? Still not done. The email she needed to send? Still not sent. By evening, she looks at her list. Nothing important is finished. She feels frustrated, angry at herself. Why didn't I get anything done today? The answer is simple. She spent the whole day worrying instead of working. The worry didn't solve anything. It didn't fix the problem. It didn't make tomorrow easier. It only made today harder. This is the trap of too much worry. You think worrying helps you prepare, but it doesn't. Worry feels like action, but it's not action. It's just thinking over and over without moving forward. And while you worry, the real problem stays exactly the same. Nothing gets solved, nothing gets better, but something gets worse. Your sleep, your energy, your focus, your mood. All of these get worse because of worry. So here is something important to remember. Too much worry doesn't solve problems. It creates new ones. It steals your sleep. It steals your focus. It steals your energy. It steals your peace. And in the end, you're left with the same problem, plus a tired mind and a difficult day. Worry feels productive, but it isn't. True progress comes from action, not from endless thinking. Lesson 4. Today is the only day you can use. Let's think about time. There is the past, there is the future, and there is today. Which one can you actually use? The past is finished. It already happened. You cannot go back. You cannot change it. Maybe you made mistakes yesterday. Maybe last week was difficult. Maybe last year didn't go as planned. That's okay. The past is closed now. It's like a book with the last page turned. You can learn from it, but you cannot live in it. The future has not arrived. It's still empty. Nothing is written there yet. You can plan for it. You can hope for it, but you cannot touch it. You cannot do anything in it, not yet. So what do you actually have? You have today, right now, this moment. Today is the only day you can use. It's the only day where your hands can move. The only day where your voice can speak. The only day where your choices can happen. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is not here. Today is real. So what should we do with today? Make good choices. Every day you make many small choices. What time you wake up, what you eat, how you spend your morning, what you say to people around you, how you use your free time. These choices feel small, but they add up. Good choices today create a better tomorrow. Not perfect, but better. Use your time wisely. Time is something everyone has, but nobody has extra time. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. The question is, how do you use them? Some hours get wasted, scrolling without purpose, worrying about things you can't control, putting off tasks for later. But hours can also be used well. Working on something important, learning something new, resting properly, spending time with people you care about. The hours are the same, but how you use them makes all the difference. Focus on current tasks. Right now, you probably have something to do. Maybe it's small, maybe it's big, maybe it's something you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, that task is in front of you today, not tomorrow, today. Let me give you some simple examples. Finish one task. Pick something you've been putting off. Just one thing. Do it today. It doesn't need to be huge. A small task finished is better than a big task still waiting. Clean one area. Maybe your desk. Maybe one shelf. Maybe one corner of your room. You don't need to clean everything. Just one space. When that space is clean, it feels good. And that good feeling can spread to other parts of your day. Read a few pages. You don't need to finish a whole book today. Just open it. Read a few pages. That's enough for today. Tomorrow you can read a few more. Take a short walk. You don't need a long workout. Just step outside. Walk for 10 minutes. Fresh air, moving legs, a clear mind. These are small actions, but they all share one thing. They happen today, not someday, not when conditions are perfect, not when you feel ready. Today. Real change doesn't begin with big plans for the future. Real change begins with one small action, taken today. So look at your day. What is one small thing you can do? Right now, do that. Because today is the only day you truly have. And today is enough. Lesson 5. Small actions create big results. Let's talk about success. When we think about success, we often imagine something big. A big achievement, a big change, a big moment. We imagine it happening suddenly, like a light switch. Off, then on. But that's not how success usually works. Success rarely happens overnight. Behind every big achievement, there's a long story. A story full of small steps. Steps that nobody saw. Steps that didn't look important at the time. These steps happened quietly, day after day, without much attention. And slowly, they added up to something big. Small actions grow over time. This is an important idea. A small action, done once, doesn't change much. One page of reading, one short walk, one small choice. By itself, it seems tiny, almost nothing. But what happens when you repeat it? What happens when you do it again tomorrow? And the next day? And the day after that? Something starts to build. Let me give you some simple examples. 1 page a day. Reading 1 page doesn't take long. A few minutes, maybe. But after 30 days, that's 30 pages. After a year, that's hundreds of pages. A whole book, read 1 page at a time. 10 minutes of exercise. 10 minutes feels short. You might think, that's not enough to make a difference. But 10 minutes every day adds up. Your body slowly gets stronger. Your energy slowly improves. Your habits slowly change. Not because of one day, but because of many days together. Saving a small amount of money. Maybe you save just a little each week. A small amount. Something that doesn't feel like much. But months later, you check your savings. There's more than you expected. Not from one big deposit, but from many small ones, added together. Learning one new thing daily. Every day you learn something small. A new word, a new fact, a new skill. One day it's just one piece of information. But after a year, you've learned 365 new things. That's a lot of knowledge, built from small daily pieces. Now let's talk about consistency. Consistency means doing something regularly. Not once, not occasionally, regularly, over time. Consistency is powerful. More powerful than big bursts of effort that don't last. Think about it this way. Imagine planting a seed. You put the seed in the soil. At first, nothing happens. You water it. Still nothing visible. The next day, you water it again. Still no big change. Day after day, you water the seed. Some days you might wonder, is this even working? The seed seems the same. The soil looks the same. But underneath, something is happening. Roots are growing. Slowly, quietly, where you can't see them. Then one day, something appears. A tiny green shoot pushes through the soil. It's small, but it's there. You keep watering it. Days pass. Weeks pass. The shoot grows taller, leaves appear. Eventually, it becomes a plant, maybe even a tree. Strong, tall, full of life. But it didn't happen in one day. It happened because of small, repeated actions. Water every day. Patience every day. Care every day. This is exactly how small actions work in our lives. Each action on its own looks unimportant. A page of reading, 10 minutes of movement, a small amount saved, one new piece of learning. None of these feel like much, alone. But repeated, day after day, they grow into something real, something powerful, something that didn't exist before. So here's something to remember. You don't need a huge action today. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to take one small step, and then take it again tomorrow, and again the day after. Small actions may look unimportant today, but over time, they become powerful. Like a seed becoming a tree. Like one page becoming a book. Like one small habit becoming a new life. Start small, stay consistent, and watch what grows. Lesson 6. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Have you ever told yourself, "I'll start when the time is right"? Most people have. It sounds reasonable. It sounds responsible. It sounds like a smart plan. But here's the problem. Many people wait too long. They wait and wait and wait. And while they wait, life keeps moving. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. And the right time never seems to come. Let's look at why this happens. Waiting for more confidence. I'll start when I feel more sure of myself. I'll start when I believe I can do it. This sounds logical, but confidence usually comes after you start, not before. You don't feel confident, then take action. You take action, then slowly feel confident. If you wait for confidence first, you might wait forever. Waiting for more time. I'm too busy right now. I'll have more time next month. Things will be calmer soon. But is anyone ever truly not busy? Life is always full. There's always something happening. If you wait for free time to magically appear, you could be waiting for a very long time. Waiting for better circumstances. I'll start when things improve. I'll start when I have more money. I'll start when life feels more stable. But here's the truth. Perfect conditions rarely exist. There will always be something not quite right. Something missing. Something that could be better. If you wait for everything to align perfectly, you may never start at all. Let me share 2 short stories. First, a person who delays an important goal. He wants to learn a new skill. He thinks, "I'll start next week when I have more energy." Next week comes. He thinks, "Maybe next month when work is less busy." Next month comes. He thinks, "I'll wait until after this big event." The event passes. Then there's another reason. And another. Months pass with no progress. The goal is still just an idea. Nothing has changed. He's not lazy. He's not unwilling. He's just waiting for a moment that never comes. Now let's look at a different approach. Another person starts small. She has the same goal, but instead of waiting, she does something today. Not a big plan, not a perfect setup, just one small action. She spends 10 minutes on it. That's all. The next day, she does it again. Maybe she's tired. Maybe she's busy. Maybe conditions aren't ideal. But she shows up anyway, even if just for a few minutes. A week passes. She's slightly better than before. A month passes. She's noticeably better. She didn't wait for perfect conditions. She used what she had, right now, and little by little, she improved. Now compare these two stories. One person is still waiting. The other person is already moving forward. The difference isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't even time. The difference is action. Action creates progress. Even small, imperfect action moves you forward. Waiting, no matter how long, moves you nowhere. So here's something worth remembering. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need everything to be in place. You don't need the right moment. You just need to begin. Start today. Start small. Start imperfectly. Because starting imperfectly is better than waiting forever. A small step today is worth more than a perfect plan that never happens. So ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do? Right now? Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Lesson 7. Focus on what you can control. Every day, many things happen around us. Some things we can control. Some things we cannot. Knowing the difference can change everything. Let's start with the things we cannot control. The weather is one example. You cannot make it rain. You cannot make the sun shine. The weather does what it wants. Other people are another example. You cannot control what someone else says. You cannot control how someone else feels. You cannot control someone else's choices. Unexpected events also fall into this group. A delayed bus, a sudden phone call, a change in plans. These things just happen, sometimes with no warning at all. Now here's the important question. What happens when we spend energy on these things? We get frustrated. We feel stuck. We feel powerless. Why? Because no amount of worry can change the weather. No amount of frustration can change another person. No amount of stress can stop unexpected events. So what should we focus on instead? Some things are outside personal control, but many things are inside it. Let's look at what we can control. Attitude. You can choose how you respond to a situation. Not the situation itself, but your response to it. A difficult moment can feel like a disaster, or it can feel like a challenge. The moment is the same, but your attitude shapes how it feels. Effort. No one can force you to try hard. No one can force you to give up either. How much effort you put in, that's your choice. Habits. Your daily habits are built by you. What you do when you wake up, what you do before bed, how you spend your free moments. These patterns are yours to shape. Daily choices. Every day you make decisions. What to eat, what to say, how to react, where to focus your attention. Small choices, but they belong to you. Time management. You decide how to use your hours. Not perfectly. Nobody does that. But you decide where your time goes. Now here's a simple example. Imagine you planned a day outside. You wanted to go for a walk in the park, maybe meet friends, maybe enjoy the sunshine. But then, it rains. Heavy rain. All day. You didn't plan for this. You can't control it. What now? One option. Feel upset. Complain about the weather. Feel like the whole day is ruined. This is understandable, but it doesn't change anything. The rain still falls. Complaining doesn't stop it. Here's another option. A new plan is created. Instead of the park, maybe you stay inside. Maybe you read that book you've been wanting to start. Maybe you organize something at home. Maybe you call a friend instead of meeting them. The original plan changed, but your day doesn't have to stop. The day remains productive. Not because the rain stopped, but because you adjusted. You focused on what you could do, not on what you couldn't control. This is the key idea. You cannot control the rain, but you can control your response to it. You cannot control other people's moods, but you can control your own attitude. You cannot control unexpected events, but you can control how you adapt. When we focus on things outside our control, we feel stuck. When we focus on things inside our control, we feel capable. So here's something simple to remember. When something goes wrong, ask yourself, can I control this? If yes, take action. If no, let it go and focus on what you can do next. Your energy is limited. Spend it wisely. Focus on actions, not on things beyond control. That's where your power truly is. Lesson 8. Build better daily habits. Think about a typical day. What do you do when you wake up? What do you do before bed? What do you do in between? These patterns might seem ordinary, almost automatic, but they matter more than you think. Habits shape the future. This is a simple idea, but it's a powerful one. Your habits today create your tomorrow, not just one tomorrow. Many tomorrows, repeated day after day. Daily routines matter. A routine is just a set of habits put together. It's what you do again and again without much thought. And because it happens so often, it has a big effect, even if each part seems small. Let's look at some examples. Waking up on time. This sounds simple, but it sets the tone for everything else. When you wake up on time, you have a calm start. You're not rushing. You're not stressed before the day even begins. When you wake up late, the whole morning feels chaotic. You're behind before you even start. One habit, one choice. A different feeling for the entire day. Organizing a workspace. Look at your desk right now. Is it clear or is it full of clutter? A messy space can make your mind feel messy too. But a clean space? It feels lighter, easier to focus, easier to think clearly. Spending just a few minutes tidying up can change how your whole day feels. Drinking enough water. This seems too simple to matter, but your body needs water to function well. When you're dehydrated, you feel tired. You feel less focused. Sometimes you even feel a headache. Drinking water regularly keeps your energy steady. It's a small habit, but your body notices. Moving the body regularly. You don't need a long workout, just movement, a short walk, some stretching, a few minutes of activity. When your body moves, your mind feels more alert. Your mood often improves too. Sitting all day without any movement can leave you feeling stiff and low on energy. Reducing distractions. Think about how often you check your phone. Now think about how often you actually need to. Distractions pull your attention away, again and again. Each time, it takes a moment to refocus. Over a day, those moments add up to a lot of lost focus. Reducing distractions doesn't mean cutting everything out. It just means being more intentional. Maybe putting your phone in another room while you work. Maybe turning off notifications for a while. Small changes. Big difference in focus. Now let's put this all together. Imagine a person who decides to try these habits, not all at once, not perfectly, just simple efforts day by day. Waking up a little earlier, tidying the desk for a few minutes, drinking more water, taking a short walk, reducing phone time just a bit. On the first day, nothing feels different. On the second day, still not much. But this person keeps going. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And slowly, something shifts. Life slowly becomes more organized. Mornings feel calmer. The workspace feels clearer. Energy feels more steady. Focus feels easier to find. None of this happened because of one big change. It happened because of small habits, repeated consistently. This is how habits work. Each one alone seems small, but together, over time, they shape your days, and your days shape your life. So here's something to think about. What is one small habit you could start today? Not a huge change, just one small adjustment. Maybe waking up 10 minutes earlier. Maybe drinking one more glass of water. Maybe tidying your space for 5 minutes. Start there, then build from that. Good habits today create better days tomorrow, and better days over time create a better life. We've reached the end of this series. Let's remember the main idea. Worrying does not build the future. You can worry for hours, but worry alone changes nothing. Action builds the future. Real change comes from doing something, even something small. Small daily steps matter. One step today, another step tomorrow. Together they add up. Focus on today. Today is the only day you can use. Stay patient. Growth takes time. Don't expect big results overnight. Keep moving forward, even slowly, even imperfectly. So here's the final message. Don't spend all day worrying about tomorrow. Use today well. Take one small step, then take another. Little by little, life begins to change. The future is important, but the best way to improve it is simple. Do something useful today. Start now. Your tomorrow begins with what you do today.